so I can check if we can be heard before we start.
Always a bonus if we can be heard. Heard
If
but
we
not
can't,
seen.
then we're FC UK'd.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Shoot Some Shale, powered by that handsome duo at D&D Media, as we invite you along to watch with us the Oxford Spires versus Birmingham Brummies this evening. I'm delighted to be joined by Mr. Dillon. How are we doing this evening?
I don't quite think you're delighted, Mush. But too kind.
And this is almost definitely his last final chance with us. Alan's here.
But he'll only be here partially.
Yes.
But actually, while we've got Alan, we'll go through the teams that the meeting Alan's covering first.
Okay, look.
Before his headset decides to stop working again.
Is it working? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you out.
Unfortunately.
Don't you worry, Mush.
Fine. Lining up for the home side, the Sheffield Tigers. Number 1 is Jack Holder. And number 2 is Anders Rowe. And number 3 is Josh Pickering. Running at 4 is Lewis Kerr. At number 5 is Chris Holder. At 6 is Justin Stedman. And at number 7, guesting for the injured Leon Flint, is Nathan Ablett.
Yeah, that.
And lining up for the away side, the Leicester Lions. At number 1 is Max Frick. Replacement at number 2 for Luke. At number 3 is Ryan Douglas. At number 4 is Kyle Howarth. Stan Masters goes at 5. Drew Kemp goes at 6. And Joe Thompson goes at 7.
Any preparation, any stats or men to watch or anything, Cal?
Yes, I do indeed. So, my men to watch for that particular meeting for Sheffield, I've gone for Chris Holder. Love watching Chris Holder race, and hopefully he'll have a good meeting round Sheffield tonight. And for Leicester, I've gone the boring option. I've gone for Max Frick. He's going to have to score some big points to help Sheffield maintain their lead that they got in the first meeting, which they won by 18 points aggregate. So they'll be looking to maintain that as they continue on this meeting. And it's actually the first visit of Leicester to Sheffield this season. They're still to go there twice in the league. And whoever wins tonight will either face Ipswich or Kings Lynn in the grand final. And I actually had a look back at the knockout cup for the two teams last season, and Leicester got knocked out 95-85 by, funnily enough, Ipswich in the quarter-finals, and Sheffield beat Ipswich in the final to win the knockout cup 100 points to 80. So I'm sure Sheffield will be looking to try and retain the knockout cup this season.
And Palmer, you've got a vested interest in that with Steelers and Nathan Ablett in it, who obviously rides some of his home meetings for the Steelers at Sheffield.
Yeah, 100%. You know, I'm glad Nathan's actually been given a chance to really prove himself. He I think he deserves it. I think he should have been in the Championship somewhere this season. Mr. I'll travel for a job. But yeah, glad to see Nathan being given an opportunity.
And I said in the big group chat earlier that I think that Sheffield would have had an opportunity to pull this back had Leon Flint been there with his scores this season. With all due respect to Nathan Ablett, I don't see him scoring what Leon would. Do you think it's a bridge too far for Sheffield now, or do you still reckon they could pull it back?
It's a weird one, because I do believe, Sheffield's top 5 are good for about 10 points each, which would give them 50 points. And I'm pretty sure the reserves are capable of getting 7 points between them, which would see them through. But yeah, it's not impossible, because Sheffield's done it before, but it's not the easiest gig.
Yeah, for sure you are. You're spot on. Just looking at the meeting we're watching, Charles Wright and Matty Zago having a nice big hug. Toby shaking all of the Oxford boys' hands. There he is, killer by name, killer by nature.
And that's just Peter Shrek.
We'll YouTube comments lady, evening mush and mush, followed by Hey McNally, followed by Jesus, his accent, Al you've pulled, followed by Lions emojis, so she wants Leicester to win. Palmer predictions, Al predictions on that meeting before we look at the teams for this one.
Sheffield win on the night, but don't progress to the final.
Al?
Well, I've gone for a 51-39 win to Leicester, so I see them going through.
Blimey, on the night, like, blimey. I think I'm with Palmer. Sheffield win on the night. I don't think they overturn the, 16 points?
18.
18 points, yeah, I don't see them overturning that. Now we'll have a look at the teams we're watching tonight. Palmer, if you want to run us through the hosts first, the Oxford Spires.
So for the Oxford Spires, team managed by Peter Shrek. Their rising star number 7 is Luke Colleen. Their number 6 is Peter Kilderman. Eric Riss rides at 5. Run Tungate at 4. Magic Yanofsky at 3. Dan Thompson guests for the very, very poorly Craig Cook. And Charles Wright rides at number 1.
Your man to watch for the Spires, Palmer?
I think I went for Rowan Tungate.
You did? Well done.
Get in! Yeah, I mean, I looked at the averages earlier, and Rowan Tungate's going down like a lead balloon. I think his average from Monday goes into like the mid 5 points,
it's like 5
which for a rider of his calibre should not be on a 5-point average. And I think he really needs to up his game a little bit.
Al, you got a Spire to watch.
Yeah, I've went for, as you called him, killer by name, killer by nature. I've gone for Peter Kilderman.
That's not who I was referring to as killer by name, killer by nature.
Well, it was... I couldn't work out which one you meant, so I gambled, right? I'm sorry. Him down
Peter
at reserve
Schlepp's
will
not
prove
riding
pivotal.
much.
Peter Kilderman down at reserve will prove pivotal for Oxford if they're going to win this tonight, I reckon.
Al robbed my thunder. I've gone for Peter Kilderman as well. I think he's really turned it on, but he's just coming back from an injury. So it'll be interesting to see how it goes. Although this is a track that isn't the hardest to ride, he gets on that outside line and he'll make it work. And I think even at 60, 70, 80%, I think he still scores fantastically well. And for the Birmingham Curtis Sport Brummies, who actually make their final ever trip to Oxford tonight. This is the B meeting of the two, the second round of Premiership fixtures. So this is Birmingham's last ever trip to Oxford. Number 7, the standing rising star for the injured Jason Edwards, Sam Hagan. Making his debut at number 6, a fella me and Palmer now work for, Ben Barker. Shagger rides at number 5, Matty Zagar. At number 4 is Keenan Rowe. Jonas Jepsen moves back into the main body of the side with the signing of Ben Barker at number 3. Paco Castagna rides at 2, and Tobias Muschelek skippers the side at number 1. Palmer, your Brummie to watch.
So I've gone for Tobias Muschelek for for the Brummies. He's not had the best of seasons by his own standards, but I do believe there is a number 1 quality rider in there, and you know, if he wants to return to Britain next season, he's only really going to be as a Premiership standard number 1, and he really needs to start proving himself.
I'm going for the opposite end of the heat leader duo, I suppose, this Brummies team have got now. I'm going for Shagger, good old Matty. He's since the visa issues, he's come back really inspired. He's come back with a new lease of life, and he's scored really well. He looks like a different rider since those issues, and he's taken his frustrations of those visa issues out onto the track, and he's racing better for it. Al, quickly, who's your man to watch for man to watch for the Brummies?
I might have robbed you twice.
Well, that's why
I've
I went
also
first this time.
I went for Matty Zagar as well.
Get thinking of your own.
But then I realised I may have made a big mistake because he's actually his first visit to Oxford. So it really depends on how well he takes to the track. But I'm confident he can take well to this track.
He's raced Oxford before, but not since it's been brought back. He was, his visa issues ruled him out last time Birmingham were here on the May bank holiday, weren't it?
Yes, it was.
So. Right, Al, anything going on in that meeting before we say bon voyage to you for a bit?
I will check for you right
Any
imminently,
gates,
sir.
anything like that?
Just doing a quick refresh. 1 moment, sir. I will be able to tell you if there's anything.
YouTube comments lady has said another 28-day ban for McNally. Laughing face.
So Kyle Howarth takes the rider replacement in heat number 1 for Luke Becker, and from I can tell, I'm trying to see what gates that is. So it looks like they have gone for gate pattern B in the programme. So gates 2 and 4 for the home side, and 1 and 3 for the away side. Couldn't tell you who won it, but that's how.
That's a change of MO from Stuart Dixon, who's been putting Sam Masters as the RR in Heat 1 since the injury to Becker. So he's changed his MO up a little bit tonight, and to be fair, it didn't work at Ipswich on Monday, having Sam in as the RR in 1.
And to be fair, I mean, I can understand why Stuart's done that. Kyle's had many years at Sheffield, and he's ridden in that number 2 position there before.
Yeah,
so
that's true. Yeah. If anyone knows how to dominate a first turn from an inside gate at Sheffield, it's Kyle Howarth.
I mean, if he doesn't, what has he done with all of his life?
We got 13 people watching us. If you are watching and want to join in and have a chin wag with us, get in the comments. It does help us through the little pauses. We'll bring Alan back in after. If you want to watch the meeting that Alan's covering, it's on BSN, included in the Premiership season pass, and available for a one-off purchase of $13.99. Or the meeting that me and Palmer are going to be talking you through is available from Oxford TV, also $13.99. The riders
bargain.
Bargain. The riders have just finished their practice laps and stuff, and we'll be on with Heat 1 in a few moments. We don't know who's got what gates at this exact time. We have to listen to it on mute because of copyright and stuff like that. Dan Thompson, who's on the screen now, he's a stronger rider than Craig Cook in my opinion, so this makes Oxford stronger, especially at number 2, even if Danny's just coming off an injury layup.
Birmingham win the toss and chose gates 1 and 3.
Oh, that's that noted. Yeah, do you agree with that sentiment that Dan Thompson is a stronger rider, especially at this track? Dan Thompson goes, we've watched him here a few times. We do like to watch Oxford, and Dan Thompson has always gone well here when we've watched.
We do like to watch Oxford when we've not watched them 4 times in 4 weeks in person. Scunny.
Are you still
yeah, I
having
think
nightmares?
I'm never going to get rid of nightmares. Not normal nightmares, but I'll never get rid of nightmares of Peter Shrek.
Ben Barker's got his Plymouth suit. There's 3 riders in pullover t-shirts for the Brummies, and all 3 of them technically are signed. But I don't think any of them are going to get team suits now, with the club going kaput in just over 2 months' time anyway. Ben Barker, Paco Castagna and Sam Hagan all signed to contracts, but all wearing the Brummies pullover top. So of the 3 guesting tops Birmingham they've now got 0 left.
What happens if you need another guest? Do we bring back the old race jackets?
Looks like we're getting a big red biro out and writing a big B on the front of their Kevlars, or sticking a piece of paper to them or something. Track looks good. It's been a warm and quite breezy day, I think, everywhere, so they've got a good bit of moisture into it, and it looks well prepared. Heat 1 now coming to the tapes, going off gate 1 in yellow for the Brummies, Paco Castagna. Gate 2 in blue for Oxford, the guest Dan Thompson. Gate 3 in white for the Brummies, the skipper Tobias Mischlek. And off the outside in red is Charles Wright, who recently had his moment to shine in the British Grand Prix at the National Speedway Stadium.
Yeah, he did. He certainly didn't disgrace himself, especially on the Friday night. I think he got about 5 or 6 points. And he won a race on the Friday, so fair play to him.
And this is a battle of the league's 2 basement teams, so we've said this before. You can get meetings between the 2 sides that are more evenly matched, but not very good, dare I say, and they can usually serve up some really good racing.
Yeah, 100%. The tapes then rise for heat number 1. I don't think them tapes rose very evenly, but it's the Brummies that got themselves off to a 5-1 to start with. But Dan Thompson just flies himself up the inside there with both Tobias Mischlek and Paco Castagna, and Dan Thompson's winning heat 1. But Paco now back up the inside. This is a great race, this, to kick starters off. Remember what Dill said about 2 crap teams making a good meeting. This is a cracker. This is the best meeting I've seen from Oxford already. As Tobias is now starting to put some pressure on Dan Thompson, and yet Charles Wright's putting pressure on Tobias Mischlek. You could nearly put a blanket over all 3 riders towards the rear of the field, although Charles Wright's a little bit more towards the rear of the field now, and if anything, Dan Thompson's putting Paco under a little bit more pressure, but we've got another lap left. I've been miscounting. Tobias is now really putting some pressure on Dan Thompson. Tobias trying the inside run here. Can he make anything work? No. Decent start from Paco.
That's what I've been saying all season. Tobias Mischlek in Heat 1s is crap. It's not changed since things started in April. And it's still the case. He looked quicker than Dan there. He tried the outside, but he couldn't really attack, because if he got stuck in no man's land, that was his challenge over, and Charles Wright was paying close attention to him as well. And the result of Heat 1 was a win for the rider in yellow, Paco Castagna, second in blue, Dan Thompson, and third in white, Tobias Mischlek. 2 points to Oxford, 4 points to Birmingham. We've got 17 people watching us now.
What are you doing with your Thursday evenings?
The Brummies
Thank
gated
you
on a
for joining
5-1.
us.
To be fair, Birmingham did gate on a 5-1. Toby just went to our favourite place of Oxford, because that's all we seem to watch lately. No man's land.
To be fair, Dan just come underneath the inside of Paco on the back straight like a knife going through hot butter, and then Paco just come round the outside again.
Smart
This
move
is the
by
best.
Paco.
This is the best meeting I've seen from Oxford, and we've only had one race.
I suppose it does help that Paco was only here like a week or two ago with Edinburgh as well.
Yeah, it wasn't long ago, was it?
And we get to see our newest recruit of D&D Media's graphics service in this one, Ben Barker, who goes off gate 2. And there is a lot of people with a lot of thoughts about Ben signing, but you've just got to make do with what's available, and he was the best that was available, I think. Heat number 2 going off the inside gate in red, just coming back from an knee injury. Peter Kildemand, gate 2 in white for his debut since his return for the Brummies, Ben Barker. Gate 3 in blue is the Spires Rising Star, Luke Killeen, and off the outside in yellow is the Brummies Standing Rising Star for the injured Jason Edwards, Sam Hagan.
That it is.
This could be a good race. This could be an interesting race. Because you watched, I think you watched Workington on Saturday, didn't you? Workington Plymouth.
Yes.
You were saying to me that Barker was gating, it was the racing where he was slow, so he can gate. So if he can out-trap Kildemand, there's every possibility he's going to make the experienced Kildemand work for it.
And let's be honest, Ben Barker and Peter Kildemand, probably two of the most experienced riders in this meeting. Tapes fly for heat number 2, and unfortunately Ben Barker hasn't gated, and it is the Oxford Spires that have. Peter Kildemand out there in front, Ben Barker now looking to come up the inside of Luke Killeen. Luke Killeen just winds it on round the outside of him, and Sam Hagan's about a million miles at the back. He's closer to Swindon, to be honest. Ben Barker now looking to come round the outside of Luke Killeen. Done him, what a good move there from Ben Barker. Now Killeen repay the favour, or is Ben Barker going to just extend his lead over Luke Killeen? Barker just lifts coming out of the fourth bend now as we're going to the next lap. Luke Killeen is very, very close to Ben Barker. One mistake for Barker and Killeen will be through. Kildemann's out in front. He can go get himself a hot dog and cheesy chips and whatever he wants on the food vendor machine. He's got this one won. And yeah, one lap left to go. Ben Barker looking solid enough now in the second place position. It was a promising start for the Spires, but it's Ben Barker that's going to split the Spires pairings as we go back to being all square.
Good ride from Barker. He completely missed it. Kildemand had a little bit of a nibble off the start as well. Let it go. To be honest, he could have gone 3 miles clear, and I think the Trunchbull would have let it go. But he did have a little double clutch, but made a good start. Cleared off for the win. Good battle between Killeen and Barker early on. Sam Hagan was tailed off. It's been a theme of Sam's season, really, and at Premiership level. Heat 2 was won by the rider in red, Peter Kildemand, second in white, Ben Barker, and third in blue, Luke Killeen. 4-2 back to the Spires, makes the progressive scores 6 points apiece. Yeah, Kildemand moved. Good ride from Luke Killeen early on.
It was. He's gaining a bit of confidence now, is Luke Killeen. I think that heat win at Scunny against Steve Worrell probably helped his confidence a bit. I won't mention my comment that I made on the microphone last week, just if I get into trouble.
Again, you upset somebody, didn't you? Hello, Shrek.
It's only Peter Shrek, I'm not that fussed.
And heat number 3 now at the tapes, going off gate 1 in white for the Brummies, going to Shepson. Gate 2 in blue is Palmer's Man to Watch, Rowan Tungate. Gate 3 in yellow is Keenan Root, and off the outside in red, who actually moves to number 1 from Tuesday. From Tuesday, it becomes the Oxford number 1 again, Matsei Janowski. I don't know how.
Me neither. Maybe the gift of averages have been very nice to him. Like a family member at Christmas giving you a big box of quality streets.
Oh, unless they've took all the horrible ones out. No thanks to Quality Streets. Gate 1's won the first 2 races. Can Jonas Jepsen keep that trend going, or will the Spires get out there? Keenan Roo's an interesting one. He started the season really well, and obviously you've followed Ipswich for the past year or two as well, and you saw it there. He's prone to have spells of real quality, but it's just not a consistent quality.
No, 100%. Yeah, he can be good on his day, but he can't. He's one of them riders where you're either going to get 4 points from him or 14 points from him. There's no in between. So Starmaster walks away for race number 3. The Tapes Rise. It's a solid start there for Rowe Tungate in the blue helmet colour, although the rider in yellow now, Keenan Rowe, blasted himself around the outside of the lot to take the lead, whereas Jonas Jepsen's towards the rear of the field, so it's currently a 3-all at the current point of time, although Keenan Rowe's got both the Oxford Spires riders now chasing him down. They want Keenan Rowe to be the meat in the Spires sandwich, but Keenan Rowe's just holding the right line and just riding the outside on Ben's 3 and 4, and is sort of like dragging himself to the outside from the inside to the outside on Ben's 1 and 2. He's riding a very smart ride here, is Keenan Rowe. As we come into the last lap, then can Keenan hold on? It's very, very close. Magic Inoski's looking to come around the outside, and now he tries the inside. It's not quite worked out. They've got 2 bends left to go. Inoski around the outside, Keenan Rowe to the inside.
Magic's done him, I think.
Oh,
I think Magic's done him.
That's close. Rowan was 3rd and Jonas was last.
I think Magic's just
So we know.
And with Ben Barker signing at reserve, that's moved Jonas Jepsen back into the main body, and as we've just seen there, he's in that one off the favoured gate, he just wasn't ready for it. I think Magic's just nicked that. He has just nicked that.
Oh.
And it was 3 3/4 laps. Brilliant defensive riding from Keenan, but Magic always looked quicker.
Mm.
And the result of heat number 3 was a win for the rider in red, Matt Sainovsky. 2nd in yellow, Keenan Ruin. 3rd in blue, Rowan Tungate. 4-2 to Oxford, pulls the Spires ahead for the first time on the night at 10 points to 8. Brilliant. Keenan got himself, he should have stuck with that outside that had worked from the entire race up until then. Yeah, Magic's got that easily as well. And that's the first win of the meeting for Gate 4.
There it is.
And here's my man to watch now, coming out in white. Shagger, as he's often fondly referred to. And after this one there'll be a track raid, so this is where we will speak to Alan in about a minute and a half's time, see what's going on at Sheffield. Some good racing so far.
This has been a good meeting, to be honest.
And Sam Hagen goes from gate 1 this time, moving in from gate 4 in heat 2. Matty Zagar goes off gate 3. Middle gates aren't really providing anything at the moment. Heat 4 going off gate 1 in yellow for his second ride of the evening. Sam Hagen, gate 2 in blue is Luke Killian, also on his second ride of the night. Gate 3 in white is Matty Zagar, and off the outside in red, Eric Rees. In a team with Rowan Tungate, Magic Yanofsky and Charles Wright, it's strange to see Risky at number 5, but it has worked for him up until now, since they started doing it.
100%.
There's a lot of material on this track, just with Zagar revving his wheel up, the amount that was coming up.
It's just nice to see a track with a little bit of dirt on it.
Don't know what the centre green marshal fella is telling Hagen there, but let's hope he's made a couple of changes to that bike in the break between heat 2 and this one.
Come on, start, Marshall. Some of us have got to go to bed tonight because we have work in the morning.
Looks like a really sunny night. The Oxford fans are covering their eyes up, the can't see.
That Marshall walks away from race number 4, then the tapes rise. Away we go. It's a very solid start there for Sam Hagan, and Matty Zagar's looking to come round the outside to join him on a 5-1. Now, can Sam Hagan keep that second place? Absolutely not, because Eric Riss has just gone round him like a hot knife through butter. But Sam Hagan just about fending off the challenge of Luke Colleen so far. But I don't want to speak too soon. Sam Hagan's now trying to use the outside one, which worked for Keenan Rowe for 3 3/4 laps in heat number 3. And Hagan's closing in on Eric Riss. Now, one mistake from Eric Riss. Sam Hagan will be through to join Matty Zagar on a 5-1. Now Luke Colleen has decided he wants to come to the party, even though nobody invited him. But Matty Zagar's a million miles in front now, to be honest. And Eric Riss is just putting his bike in the right place, which is going to stop Sam Hagan getting through. But the big battle is, can Luke Colleen stay at the back, or is he going to get himself a spot into the third place? What's going to happen here? Hagan gets the point.
Brilliant gate from Hagan there, to be honest. He dropped a clutch perfectly, and gate 1 is still the gate to be on, and he got to the first turn, and that allowed all the room Zagar needed to get round the outside. Good ride from Eric Riss, as you'd expect, to be honest, but Hagan more than kept him honest on that outside line. I thought a couple of times he might have ran a little bit wide, but he somehow held it under control and kept the pressure on, and there was no way through for Luke Colleen.
And if there's anybody at Oxford listening, if we can start having something that isn't a 4-2 now, that'd be great. Thanks.
Heat number 4 was won by the rider in white, Matty Zagar. Second in red, Eric Riss. And third in yellow, Sam Hagan. 2 to Oxford, 4 to Birmingham. And after 4 heats, we're tied up at 12 points apiece as we get ready for some track grading. Really good gate from both the Brummies, to be honest.
It was a very good gate from both the Birmingham riders there, and Sam kept Eric quite honest all race, as you were saying, so it was decent.
I think had Zagar have been here before and he'd known where to ride, I think he may have looked around a little bit more for Sam, but because this is his first visit since it's reopened, he's having to learn it again. So I think it was just important for him to figure it out by just getting his head down and clearing off.
Yeah, 100%. And as we can see on the telly screen now, Matty Zagar and Keenan Rowe were having a bit of a chin whack.
And Paco, them 3 are really tight. Throw in Jonas Jepsen and, well, to be fair, all of them are tight, but the ones that have been there from the start are really, really tight.
It's good to see, teamwork makes the dream work and all that.
Toby's been a cheery old fella all season, even if it's not going right. He's been playing a captain's role up and down the pitch, geeing everyone up. He's not just there for himself.
Toby is almost like a Polish Jason Edwards.
Always smiling. Well, we've got some track grading. Shall we kick over to Al and see what's going on at Sheffield?
See what's happening at Sheffield.
Al, what you got for us?
Well, this is going to absolutely shock the pair of you. Because this match is not going well for Sheffield, let's put it that way.
Oh, God.
So, heat number 1 was won by Matt Frick, and Kyle Howard took second. So they started off by dropping a 5-1, with Jack Holder failing to score in heat 1. Heat number 2 was won by Justin Sedgman, Drew Kemp and Joe Thompson packing in the minor places. Get the scores to an 8-4. Heat 3 was won by Ryan Douglas, with Kyle Howarth in second. Another 5-1 to the Leicester Lions. Made the scores 13-5 after 3. And heat number 4 didn't get any better for Sheffield. Justin Sedgman replacing Nathan Ablett, and just as well he did, because Sam Masters won the heat with Justin Sedgman in second, and Joe Thompson beat Chris Holder for third place.
Wow.
To take a 4-2 to Leicester to make the current scores 7 points to the Sheffield Tigers, 17 to the Leicester Lions after 4 heats, and 71-43 on aggregate,
so
if my maths is correct.
The Lions are are just
Oh, but there.
19 points away now from being mathematically certain, and with 11 races still to go, you'd expect them to get 19 points from 11 races. Let's be honest.
Stranger
Told you straight, but
things has happened.
You've got a
I
point.
didn't see Sheffield making such a bad start in that match.
They have.
I don't know
They haven't
what's...
been racing at home for a while, though, have they? It's been weeks, and that'll be Steady's excuse.
Yeah, that's true.
But we saw this before when Birmingham beat Leicester. Leicester went on a proper run after that, didn't they? They were putting 50 odd points twice against Sheffield, and they dismantled Bellevue as well the other week there. So since losing at home, they went unbeaten at home. They lost on Monday night at Ipswich quite embarrassingly, and it looks like they're showing their resilience again straight away.
To be honest, right? I mean, I'm not sure if you boys have watched the meeting from Ipswich. It's almost an identical copy at Sheffield tonight. It's just Leicester got off to a really bad start, because I believe in the second half of the meeting, Leicester outscored Ipswich. So it's, they just paid the price for having a very sluggish start.
Nigel Tolley looks like he's on a trip with the Boys Brigade or something. Ben Barker's going to massage his hair for him.
I want to know where his top hat is. Where's the top hat? Come on, Nige. I thought he was better than that.
Chris Adams running up and down the pitch talking to the boys. Jonas Jepsen's on the screen. He's the one that's kind of been, he was solid enough at reserve. He didn't necessarily always get the points, but there was no lack of commitment in there for him. Shagger looks happy.
As happy as he can be.
I do like, there's differing opinions on Matty Zagar. Some people like him, some don't. I've never particularly been a fan of him, but he's been good as gold every time he's been at Birmingham, to be fair.
100% is one of them, you're always going to get 100% out of him. So, what he does on track, is pretty good. Obviously, people's got opinions of what has been going around about him off track, but that shouldn't really matter within the sport.
And he pulled out of a meeting in Poland because of illness last weekend. The easiest thing in the world to have done would have been to say, "No, I ain't coming, I ain't riding, I ain't well enough," flying back in and racing. But he turned up the next day for Birmingham, and people who were questioning his commitment to British Speedway, I think that probably answered a couple of questions.
Yeah, again, 100%. He is a rider, to be fair. I'd like to see him I don't know the best way to put it. I'd like to see him more consistently in British Speedway rather than just having a year here and a year there.
I was going to say it was a few years before now. He came in for Bellevue's last title win before the one that's just gone. He was in for that, weren't he? And
2022.
Yeah.
Not bad replaced my mate Jake.
and then he had a couple of years out, and then he was in talks with Birmingham last year. The deal was never agreed, and they went with Pavlicki and Milik, and we all know how that turned out. But he went back to the table, spoke again, and a deal was done this time, and that shows the character of him as well. Because if you'd been talking and then they went down a different route, the easiest thing in the world would have been to say, "No, I ain't interested."
Yeah, 100%.
And me and you are quite petty. We'd have done that.
Yes. Yes, we would have done. But yeah, it's good to see an established rider like that back in UK soils.
Al, anything else going on at Sheffield, or are they on a track grade?
They are on a track grade, but they have announced the rider replacement for heat number 5, and it's oh well for Palmer, because Ryan Douglas is coming out in heat number 5 as the rider replacement.
Which means they're gonna try and wrap it up, and then Sam Masters will get the RR in 11. Because Max Frick will definitely take it in 8. Because heat 11 it's with Max Frick, so it'll be Sam Masters in heat 11. So then you'll have Sam.
Every one of their can take
Sam and Max Frick in 11, 13 and 15 if needed as well. That's a strong pairing to have at the end of a meeting. YouTube comments lady says, Defo Marmite Shagger. He is, you either love or hate him.
Got a point, Mush. Got a point.
Did you know Matt Sayanovsky's nickname was Magic?
Is it?
Not very magic, is he?
And it's not because it's completely written around his helmet over the top of his Red Bull sponsors thing. That's just in case he forgets who he is.
Maybe I should start doing that.
Stick it on your hat at work. Almost world famous
Well,
Scunny Dan.
World famous Scuddy Dad on me work sat.
And to be fair, they've done well with this track. It's been a dry and relatively humid couple of days, certainly here and most of the country. I'd imagine Oxford's had the same, although Oxford's a lot sunnier than here at the moment. So to keep the track, you know, there was a couple of racing lines. They've done well to get the moisture into it, because some tracks, Birmingham, would have flooded the top of it and saturated it.
Scunthorpe. Did I just say that out loud?
I was going to say, Oxford's done a better job of keeping the track at least decent for racing than what Birmingham did, and just loaded a load of water on the top and hope for the best.
That's because the Oxford promoter is respected, and the Birmingham track staff just don't bother listening to the owner of the club. They do what they want, and that's not how you run a club.
No, it isn't.
And we got the battle of the Polish boys in this one with Tobias Muszlek against Matt Sayanovsky. Throw-in Heat 1 winner Paco Castagna, and Rowan Tungaitu got a third in Heat 3. This could be a good race.
Could be interesting, couldn't it?
I've said this a few times this year, but I stand by it. Paco is racing better at the top level of British Speedway than he is in the Championship with Edinburgh. He's more consistent for Birmingham than he is for Edinburgh, and that's so strange.
I think there's more pressure on him at Edinburgh than there is at Brum.
Yeah, you might be
Because
right.
I'm pretty sure he's the captain at Edinburgh as well, so he's got to, obviously, if he's having a crap night, he's obviously got to G his boys up as well. And whereas at Birmingham, he can just go out and ride his bike and have a bit of fun and earn a few pennies while doing it.
And that's where Toby is really good, because, you know, I've said this over and over again, he's not been great in Heat 1s at all. But you'll see him before Heat 2, G'ing the reserves up. You'll see him before Heat 3, going over to Keenan Rowe and Jonas now. And Heat 4, he'll be having a chinwag with Shagger. He's with everybody, even if he's had a difficult first race.
100%. And that's the sort of captain that you need in a team. You know, I mean,
a little bit of Simon Lambert with you lot at Scunner.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Si's a top captain, and even though, you know, as a team on Friday, most of the meeting, we was on the back foot. You know, he kept the team going, even though his performance was below par than what he normally produces.
Here's one for anyone who's in the chat, and you as well, Palmer. Do you have any superstitions? Just watching Toby then, he taps his chest twice on the left, twice on the right, and then goes one on the left, one on the right, stretches his arms back behind him, and then gets on his bike. Do you have any weird superstitions like that? Pen Barker showing off his beer belly.
No, I haven't really got any superstitions, to be honest. No.
You'd see so many things in. Some people kick their engine, or Paco does that thing where he pushes the front wheel down. He's got one of them things on his front wheel, the locking system thing. So he'll put his foot on it and push it down. Freddie Lindgren does that as well. You know, different riders do different things. Some people do a cross on their chest, or a little point. Bomber does that point up to the sky, doesn't he? There's so many strange superstitions in Speedway.
It's mad, innit?
Mr. Tunga, hang on, has he gone to... No, it's not, Magic's just telling him something. We're out for Heat 5. Gate 1 in red is the winner of Heat number 3, Matt Sayanovsky. Gate number 2 in yellow is the winner of Heat 1, Paco Castagna. Gate 3 in blue, he was third in Heat 3, Rowan Tungate. And Gate 4 in white, he was third in Heat 1, Tobias Mischlek. So it's a winner and a winner versus a winner and a third versus a winner and a third.
Something tells me we might have a 4-2 here.
Do you think?
You know, it'd only be the 5th one of the night.
Do you, looking at how these gates line up, do you reckon that Magic was telling Tungate he was going to send Paco out wide and Tungate's cut straight back? I think given the gates they're on, that was probably what would have been said.
Well, I thought Magic was just going to go and tell Rowan what kebab shop he was going to after the meeting.
Everyone loves a good kebab, don't they, Palmer?
Couldn't tell you much, I haven't had one all year.
Are you alright?
Might have to change over the weekend.
I was going to say, you're back at work now, you ain't got to watch the pennies quite so closely.
Oh, we've always got to watch the pennies. You know who I work for. So Startmaster walks away for race number 5. Away we go. I think the rider in blue then had a little bit of a nibble, and Rowan Tungate's fallen on his bottom. So
Reds are on.
and the reds are on.
Rowan Tungate's going for that. There was nobody near him.
100%.
Rowan Tungate has to go for that, in my opinion. He nibbled at the start for a start. Yeah, he moved and then he missed it. Paco's nowhere near him.
We say Rowan has to go. I have 2 words for you.
Christina Trunchbull.
You took the words right out of my mouth.
For me, Rowan's gone down looking for that, and he should be warned for that nibble as well.
100%.
He fell off on his own.
He did.
But I could easily see the Trunchbull putting him back in. Should he be? No, in my opinion. But will he be? Probably.
Well, after watching the Trunchbull's decisions at the GP, probably, I don't know, Chris Adams would be excluded from that.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. The Reds didn't come straight on though. The 2 minutes ain't come straight on either, which would suggest that Rowan Tungate's going to get another go at that. He should be getting a warning as well though.
It should be, at least.
But he probably won't be.
We've still got 16 people watching us. If you want to have a chinwag with us, get your sends in the comments, and we'll have a chinwag with yous.
I think Rowan Tungate's incredibly lucky if he's in the rerun for that. Al, while we've got a sec, anything going on at Sheffield, Mush?
Yep, we've had 2 races at Sheffield. The first one was won by Ryan Douglas, with Josh Pickering in second and Max Frick in third. That 4-2 made the scores 9 to Sheffield, 21 to Leicester, and Heat 6 was won by Jack Holder, Drew Kemp in second and Anders Rowe in third. Stan Masters retiring to give Sheffield the 4-2 to make the current scores Sheffield 13, Leicester 23, and it's 49-77 on aggregate.
Oh. End Speedway, a funny old game. Oxford Cheetahs rider Cameron Heaps is spannering this season for Keenan Rowe, so the Cheetahs rider is spannering for the Birmingham number 4 tonight against the Spires.
British Speedway.
It's a funny old game. I always feel lonely in the comments. You usually are, to be honest. People are watching and listen to two idiots and Alan talking about Speedway. But you know, some people don't like to get in the comments, which is absolutely fine. It just helps us out with filler when we have breaks like this.
Basically, yeah.
Charles Wrighton made a good start then, but Rowan Tungate had completely missed it before he threw himself on his bum.
Don't throw himself on his bum then, should he?
Hang on. Charles Wright's not in this bloody race. What's he doing on the track?
No, he's out in Heat 6.
So why is he out here now?
We're awarding Heat 5 after the first bend.
That'd be a new one.
The Trunchbull, that's very funny possible as well, isn't it?
Guitar art, high from Speedway Tavern.
Hello, Speedway Tavern. Thanks for joining us this evening. We've got 19 people watching us now.
I'm trying to think who it might be.
GA.
GA.
Gary Allen.
You mean that fantastic British Speedway referee, Gary Allen? Oh, Charles Wright's just come out to make a practice start to go back in. There was a point to that somewhere. I don't know where it was, but there was one. And it is all 4 riders back. Ryan Tungate's got away with one there, and he ain't been warned either. Shocking. Absolutely shocking.
Shocking behaviour, Christina, my love.
I love that Paco's been photoshopped onto Matty Zagar's body.
As you do.
As you do. Our thumbnail's one of those kindly provided to us, actually, the Ben Barker picture anyway, by Andy Haig from Speedway Portal, who does Poole and Plymouth streams amongst others, and he's actually the bloke in charge of the stream tonight for Oxford.
I was going to say, I'm sure he did Oxford's as well, didn't he?
I don't know. I know he's in charge of it tonight. I don't know if he does them all the time.
It's Speedway Portal and BSN. If BSN aren't on, then BSN do the controlling, and if BSN are on, Andy does the controlling.
Oh, okay. Ben Barker's up and down these pits. He's trying to get that beer belly off, isn't he?
If he wants to become a professional speedway rider, he's going to need to. Or just be like a D&D associated rider and have 40 fags a day and drink 20 cans of Red Bull.
GA is short for Guitar Art Speedway Tavern, is Speedway's first podcast.
So, start mashing what's the way for race number 5, the tapes rider, where it goes to fairly even start. It is the Spires that get to the first 2 positions by the first bend. Now Tobias usually looking to come through the middle of the 2 Spires. It's not quite worked out, and Paco's still on the pace, to be fair. Now Tobias looks to come up the inside here, and Tobias looks quicker than Magic here. Rowan Tungate's out in the lead, because of course he is. Tobias is throwing absolutely everything at Magic here on heat number 5, but there just can't seem to be a way through for him. We've got one lap, I think, left to have a go, and I think this race might be the first race that isn't actually a 4-2 now, as we've got one lap left to go now. I've miscounted again. God, this going back to work for hasn't done my counting skills any good. Rowan Tungate's going to take a Takes to Flag podcast coming soon. Win there, and yeah.
It's usually the way in Speedway, isn't it? The fella that shouldn't have been in the race is the one that wins it.
Always the case.
Toby still can't even buy a gate. He cannot buy a gate. But we're coming to Toby time. Oh, we've got 23 viewers. I think that's up there with some of the highest we've had this season. It's coming towards Toby time now. He usually turns it on after a couple of races. Of his own races. That was a really bad wheelie from Ryan Tungate. Result of heat number 5 was a win for the rider in blue, Rowan Tungate. Second in red, Matt Sainovsky. And third in white, Tobias Muszlek. 5-1 to Oxford. Progressively, Oxford 17, Birmingham 13, and to be fair, Paco was tailed off.
Yeah, it was, to be fair.
Then Oxford just made the better of the starts.
They did, and just one of them.
And it's an all too familiar position for Birmingham. They're now having to chase, which puts pressure on the pairing for heat 6. Which I think is it Shagger and Barker?
It is.
Yeah, so that suddenly puts a lot of pressure on Matty Zagar and Ben Barker to get a maximum or a 4-2 back to at least close the gap.
And if anybody can take a bit of pressure is Matthew Zagar.
And we know what Ben Barker's going to do, and he's off. To be fair, the Brummies are off the favoured gates. Gate 1 and Gate 3 have got 2 wins apiece, and Gate 4 has 1. Gate 2's been a graveyard, and that's where Charles Wright is now. Heat number 6, Gate 1 in white, Matty Zagar, winner first time out. Gate 2 in red is Charles Wright, last in heat number 1. Gate 3 in yellow made a really good pass to get past Luke Killeen in heat 2. Ben Barker in off the outside in blue second in heat 1. Dan Thompson. Heat 1 feels like a real long time ago.
Can we just mention how awful Dan Thompson looks cropped into them Oxford Kevlars? It just doesn't look right.
Piotr Volkovsky, let's go Magic. Nice to see some Polish speedway fans as some of the best speedway fans.
Oh, they're absolutely fantastic. That's why I'm going to Poland at least twice next year. They're fantastic people.
We've had a few of them down at Birmingham this year, and they bring so much atmosphere and so much passion for what they're watching. It's incredible.
Imagine if British Speedway had loads of Polish supporters. It would be a much better place than what we're in now.
You are right.
So the start master walks away for race number 6. Tapes Rise and Ben Barker's gated, but Wright is there out in the front, and Ben Barker's now looking to go around the outside, and he's gone a little bit too wide. Dan Thompson at the back there, but Barker's putting the challenge on to Charles Wright, and if anything, Ben Barker looks a bit faster. Matty Zagar's there in the third place. He's just trying to hold off the challenge from Dan Thompson as he's let Ben Barker go and do his own thing just to try and challenge Charles Wright in front. Now Dan Thompson's looking to come up the inside, and Matty Zagar. This is 2 races in one this, and it's a brilliant battle between all 4. And now Thompson's now trying to go around the outside of Zagar, but Zagar's just got the inside line, and he's just dragging himself from inside to outside. But Thompson's now got himself around the outside of Zagar. Thompson goes wide. Zagar back up the inside there. Good ride from Matty Zagar. Now Thompson back around the outside of Zagar. Only they could make this job a little bit easier as they come down to the finish line, and Dan just gets that.
Good ride from Ben Barker, but Zagar looked like a completely different rider to the one that was in heat 4.
He did, didn't he?
And Charles Wright changes that gate stat with the first winner of gate number 2, and he was on trouble. Ben Barker was, dare I say, quicker, but couldn't make up the ground, and Matty Zagar was undecisive of where to ride. He was trying to react to Dan's moves, and Dan just outsmarted him in the end. Heat 6 was won by the rider in red, Charles Wright, second in yellow, Ben Barker, and third in blue, Dan Thompson, with Matty Zagar at the back. 4-2 to Oxford, 21 points to 15 progressively, and that puts Birmingham in tactical territory.
It does.
And do they throw the dice in this next one against Risky and Kilton? Probably not, to be honest.
It's a weird one. Do you put Toby in heat 9?
Who's that with?
Zagar.
In place of Ben Barker. He's the most consistent rider for Birmingham. Yeah, it is the top scorer.
To be fair, he is.
And he looks quick as well, to be honest.
He does. He's proven a point.
It's identifying a weak pairing for Oxford, and there really doesn't look like there is one at the moment. Piotr's commented again. Václav greets all UK, the entire UK and all Speedway enthusiasts.
I was meant to have been going to Wrocław this year. It's definitely on the cards next year. Wouldn't mind going to Big Josh as well.
We're on to heat number 7. Gate 1 in red, Eric Riss. Gate 2 in white, Jonas Shepson. Gate 3 in blue is Peter Kildemand. And off the outside in yellow, Keenan Rowe. Just beat on the run to the line by Matsej Janowski in his first ride. This pairing for Oxford have got a first place and a second place respectively. And Jonas Jepsen was somewhat tailed off in Heat 3 and goes off Gate 2, which, to be fair, just won the previous race, so
Yeah, 100%.
it feels like a story of Birmingham's season. They're always being outgated. It's like
Brummies, lads, just gate. It's not hard.
it's
Just
like
gate.
having a sloth on the bike from the tapes. They're so slow from the gates. What is this muppet doing?
Look, start master, you know you're fat, but none of these are Thomas the Tank Engine. The tapes rise for heat number 7, and it's the Spires again that get to the first and second bends first. The Brummies pair. Whoa, I thought Keenan was going for a little wheelie there down the back straight, but Peter Kilderman's goes so wide, it's mad, and Eric Riss is just. He'd almost settled there in second
He
position.
nearly
and
went too wide, did old Gilderman.
just a tad, did he? But it's difficult to see now where the Brummies are going to be able to get anything, because I mean Keenan's having a go, but he's just going a little bit too wide, and he's just it's difficult for Birmingham this one. As we've got the last lap, and this is probably the easiest 5-1 of the night we're going to see now. The Oxford Spires just gated, and that was it, to be honest.
And that backs up the point of Birmingham not being able to gate, and Jonas Jepsen is proving he's not. You know, you think of heat leaders 1, 3 and 5, so he's essentially the third heat leader, even though he's not. And he's riding like he shouldn't be either. He's nowhere near in his first 2 races, let's be honest about it.
He needs championship racing to back his Premiership commitments.
He absolutely does need to be racing in the Championship. Brilliant gate from the Oxford pairing though. Peter Kilderman, bad wheelie though. Second go, we got it.
We got there at the end.
We got there after the second try. Heat number 7 was won by the rider in blue, Peter Kildemand. Second in red, Eric Riss, and third in yellow, Keenan Rowe. 5-1 to Oxford, 26 points to 16, and all of a sudden, it's not about using a tactical to try and close the gap and get back, get into the lead. It's about using a tactical to stay near and keep the score respectable.
Yeah, basically. No, because obviously we've got a bonus point up for grabs here as well. So
not for this one. Then I don't think they haven't faced Oxford in the second meeting at Birmingham yet.
Yeah, what Dill said.
That's to come later in the season. Do you want to quickly run us through the injured scorers at this point?
For Birmingham, Tobias Musiaka scored 2 points. Paco Castagna 3. Jonas Jepsen not. Keenan Rowe 3. Matty Zagar 3. Ben Barker 4. Sam Hagen 1. And I've ruined my programme. But it's alright, I will fix it. And for the Spires, Charles Wright 3, Dan Thompson 3, Magic Janoski 5 and 1, Rowan Tungate 4, Eric Riss 4 and a bonus, Peter Kilderman 6, Luke Killeen 1.
Al, what's going on at Sheffield? And then we'll have a quick couple of minutes for a breather.
Well, there's been a bit of change since we last spoke. I believe we'd finished heat number 5 and had gone on to heat 6, which was won by Jack Holder, with Drew Kemp in second and Anders Rowe third, Sam Masters retiring. So a 4-2 to Sheffield.
You told us that one.
I did that one. Alright, okay. I'll finish it anyway. The 4-2 to Sheffield to make the score 13 to Sheffield, 23 to Leicester. Heat 7 was won by Chris Holder, with Ryan Douglas in second and Justin Sedgman in third, Kyle Howarth retiring. And it was another 4-2 to Sheffield to make the score 17 to Sheffield, 25 to Leicester. Heat 8, Max Frick took the RR ride.
Pretends to be shocked.
One Heat 8 with Anders Rowe in second and Joe Thompson third. A 4-2 back to Leicester makes the current scores 19 to the Sheffield Tigers, 29 to Leicester, and it's 55 to Sheffield, 83 to Leicester on aggregate.
Christ, so from 6 races, Leicester needs 7 points. I think they're there. Joe Thompson, 3 paid 6 out.
He's on 3 paid 4.
Oh, okay. He's not got. Yeah. He's scored in all of his races, hasn't he?
Yeah, and he got a paid 2 points in his first.
Jesus Christ, he's going to have a nosebleed with these points.
I mean, considering he's been up against Nathan Ablett, it's no surprise really.
But to be honest, Nathan Ablett's raced Sheffield for the Scunny National League team. Was he there? He was there last year as well, weren't he? So for the last couple of seasons. So it's not just somebody that doesn't know how to ride the track. I know it's a different level, but it's a rider that he would have faced there last season.
You leave my mate Nathan alone out.
Okay, I'll pick on Chris Holder because he also got a point over Chris Holder. So
what a boy Joe Thompson is. And,
what boy?
He's probably feeling the pressure because when we watched Oxford last Wednesday, he was interviewed and he said that he was probably a couple of weeks out from being fit, and I'd imagine Leicester will bring him back into their rising star position when he's fit to come back in. So I'd imagine that Joe's riding for a job now.
Apparently, it was noted in the last Leicester programme in Stuart Dixon's notes. As soon as Dan's fit to race and Stuart Dixon's seen him in action, he'll be straight back into the Leicester team.
Yeah, I'm surprised by that. Right, boys, we'll take a quick minute while we've got a chance.
Oh, go on then. That we are.
We're back.
Hello all. We're back. We're live. Yeah. Riders are out for heat number 8 already.
That was a quick one, weren't he?
It is, wasn't it? It was very fast. Good to see there's some people turned up at Oxford tonight.
It's not a bad-looking crowd, is it? It's a meeting that I think the Spires fans would have expected to be winning as well. So you're always happier to turn up and watch your team win than, against somebody that you may end up getting smashed by.
Oxford. So we've got 10 seconds left before we have to start the race.
Line up for 7, Luke Killeen, gate 1 in blue, gate 2 in white, Sam Hagan, gate 3 in red is Dan Thompson, and gate 4 in white, Paco Castagna.
Yeah, what Dill says is the start. Marshall walks away for heat number 8, takes right away we go. Electric start there from Dan Thompson. And Luke Colleen's only gone and joined him for what will be a second consecutive 5-1 if this keeps up, although Paco's trying to put some pressure on Dan Thompson, but the Birmingham boys just need to stop using the inside run and start using the outside run, because the outside run is where bike help score fast. The outside line and the twisty thing make bike go fast. Now Paco's learning. Maybe Paco's got us in his earpiece, but Luke Killeen winning races in 2025 has not been on the bingo card for 6 months. Who gave him the permission to put winning races in 2025 on our bingo cards as we go into the last lap? And he's going to win another race. As long as all things, like little slidey offs and stuff don't occur. And again, another easy 5-1 for Oxford. And
I've come
this
to an
has got to be-
executive decision. Birmingham are absolutely crap. They are bloody awful.
It's alright, we could lose to Oxford together.
I'm starting to think now Paco's winning Heat 1 was a fluke because he's been absolutely terrible since.
It's not been amazing, has he? Imagine getting beat by Luke Killeen.
Yeah, there's no coming back from that, is there? And to be fair, we'll do the result first. Winner in blue, Luke Killeen. Second in red, Dan Thompson. Paco was third in white, and Sam Hagan finished at the rear of the field. Another 5-1 to Oxford, 31-17 progressively. This is going to turn into a cricket score if it stays like this, and Birmingham face, in my opinion, better Kings Lynn team with Yankovic at reserve on Monday, and if they're racing like this against the weaker of their opposition coming up in the next few days, then Kings Lynn are going to make a laughing stock out of them.
Yeah, for sure.
And again, it's all being done from the gates.
It is. And yeah, Birmingham just start gating.
They are not.
As simple as that.
Yeah, it's not very good, is it? And Ben Barker does keep his place as he should. He's been the best rider for the Brummies on the show here, to be fair. And he's off gate 4 this time, and the line has moved out, so if there's anyone you'd want off gate 4 in this one, it's Ben Barker, but he's going against the unbeaten Matt Sainovsky and a winner in his last one, Rowan Tungate. Heat number 9, gate 1 in blue is Rowan Tungate, gate 2 in white, Matty Zagar, gate 3 in red, Matt Sainovsky, and off the outside in yellow, Ben Barker.
It is.
Magic's celebrating his last meeting in the middle of the order before going back to number 1 in stock. He's looked really good so far.
He has. He's looked decent. So he'll go back to being his normal self as of next week. Don't worry, Oxford supporters.
Have these Oxford Kevlars grown on you yet?
I mean, my washing machine looked at them and thought, no thanks. Yeah.
They're very Marmite, aren't they? They're a little bit like Shagger. You either really like them or you really don't. And
yeah, it's weird, isn't it? But
I'm one of the ones that really like them. You're one of the ones that really don't.
No, I'm a boring basic bitch. Just give me a black suit with a little logo on. I'm looking at you, Kent Eagles.
Nice suit though.
Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? Tape's about to rise on for heat number 9, and he's again. It's the Spires that get there. As Matty Zagar's now looking to come up the inside there, but both the Oxford Spires are on the outside. Ben Barker's trying to use the outside run now to gain a bit of speed, and Ben Barker looks fast here, but Matty Zagar's been, since his first ride, Matty Zagar's been very, very disappointing around this track, especially how it's been prepared tonight. You can't just be a curb crawler, and that's what Matty Zagar's doing at the minute. Ben Barker's looking to come up the inside there. Rowan Tungate's not quite worked out for him, but again, this is going to be the third consecutive 5-1 for the Spires if these things keep going as they are. Ben Barker's closing in on Tungate every lap. I think this could be one of them cases of a one last lap, and maybe it may have happened, but no. It's another 5-1.
And,
Sorry, Dill.
And
But your team is shit.
I'll reiterate my statement from the last race. Birmingham are crap. Really, really crap. Yet the rider that everybody were split over, saying he wasn't good enough, is still the top scorer. Matti Zagar 3 points from 3 rides. Tobias Michelet 2 points from 3 rides. Jonas Jepsen nothing from 2 rides. Hagen's done it. Hagen scored. Ben Barker's on 5 of Birmingham's 18. Ben Barker's got 5 of them. Heat number 9 was won by Matt Sayanovsky. He's third on the night, second in blue Ryan Tungate, and third in yellow Ben Barker. 5-1 to Oxford for the third heat on the bounce. 36 points to 18 is the progressive score. What does Chris Adams do now? The tactical would be pointless, to be honest.
Goes to his car, starts it up, cries and drives home.
And then starts printing out 4 or 5 P45s.
Basically, yeah.
Barker was quick. He's the only one that's got the balls to throw it around the outside like that of the Brummies team. All the rest of them are curb crawling, and like you said in the commentary, then it's not a curb crawling track.
It isn't. It's
Is this DJ drunk?
Tell you what, I've been back at work 4 days. I wish I was drunk.
And to be fair, you probably will be over the weekend.
Little cheeky weekend with Big Cow.
Depends
What more
if
do you
Cal
want?
puts his hand in his pocket and buys you a beer.
Oh, of course.
Line up of heat number 9, going off gate 1 in blue is Dan Thompson. Gate 2 in yellow, Keenan Rue. Gate 3 in red is Charles Wright. And off gate 4 in white is Jonas Jepsen.
According to us, we're all been excluded.
And it was the last race lineup.
So it is.
Jonas Jepsen's been appalling so far. To be
He's
fair,
not been the best,
only
has
Ben
he?
Barker can hang his head high. The rest of them have been crap, but Jonas Jepsen in particular has been poor, and so has Toby.
Massively. Do you reckon now certain riders are trying to ride their average down?
I don't think so. I just think there should be gating quicker at this point of the season. I'd understand if it was like March or April and they were just starting. We're halfway through the bloody season now. And these riders, Keenan Rue is 3 points so far, but he's flying in Poland. Jonas Jepsen's flying in Denmark, but they're shit here.
It's one of them, innit? They keep the best equipment at the clubs that pay the most money. It's as simple as that. It's shite, but it's how it is. Starmash about to walk away for race number 10. Tapes rise, and the stream goes off.
Well, I never. It's another 5-1 to Oxford.
It's another 5-1 to Oxford. Oh, the order ships is packed up. Keenan Rue's he's looking to go around the outs. Keenan Rue's trying, but it's just not working. This track is mega slick now, and it's really suiting the Spires boys, and you can tell. And Dan Thompson's been an absolutely inspired choice of guest. I don't think Craig Cook would have scored this many points.
That was as easy as it gets, to be honest, for Oxford, for the half a race we saw. Yeah, you're right, Dan Thompson has been an inspired guest. Cookie wouldn't have got this. Jonas Jepsen should just sod off back to Denmark and not bother coming back. He's crap. And to be fair, Keenan Rue's no better. It seems like that first race of Keenan's where Janowski got round the outside of him dented the confidence a little bit or something.
Possibly.
But if that were me in charge now, that would have been Jonas Jepsen's last race, because I think Ben Barker should be in for him in his last programme one, if he's not already in Heat 10 was won by Dan Thompson, second in red Charles Wright, third in yellow Keenan Rue, 5-1 to Oxford for the fourth in a row. 41 points to 19. Birmingham may as well pack up now and go home.
Yeah, it's not ideal, is it? What do you do? Jonas Jepsen's next ride in Heat 12 is with Ben Barker.
Jonas packed up at the start. I think that Jonas needs to go back to number 2. He weren't as bad at number 2. Paco should be at number 3. I mean, he ain't much better, but...
I mean, this Birmingham team would probably...
This Birmingham team would struggle against a good championship team.
Mate, you'd give Scunny a good run for the money.
Heat 11, Gate 1 in white, Tobias Muszlek, who needs to turn up now because he's still in Poland at the minute. Gate 2 in red, Eric Riss. Gate 3 in yellow, Paco Castagna. And off the outside in blue, the unbeaten up to this point, Peter Kildemand. And I don't see that changing in this race.
No, neither do I, to be honest with you, Mush.
Are we going to get our 5th 5-1 in a row? Tell you something,
never know.
glad I bloody didn't go down for this.
You regret doing the decision to do this one now?
Nah. I wouldn't be able, I'd
Right.
just be saying to myself that Birmingham are shit if I were doing it on here.
You've got a point.
And to
You've
be
got
fair,
a point.
people will think I'm crazy if I was sat talking to myself.
Mate, just getting expert advice.
Birmingham are off the favoured gates 1 and 3 here, both won 4 races each, but gates 2 or 4 are about to get a second race win of the night on them.
You never know.
To be fair, the other one's probably going to get a paid race win on it as well.
The race isn't over till the fat lady sings. I'm just handing my nan the microphone now. Start Barsha walking away for heat number 11. Tapes fly, away we go. And, well, it's a better start for Birmingham, I suppose, with Eric Riss having laid Peter Coleman towards the back. Paco's now going round the outside. And Paco is doing his best to try and get to Eric there out in front. Tobias is just trying to fend off a challenger Peter Coleman here. And, yeah, I think, you know, the big battle is now between Tobias Muszlak and Peter Coleman, which is not something I had on my bingo card for a random Thursday night in the middle of June. but here we have it. And yeah, this one looks all but settled now, I think, to be fair. Eric is in the lead. Paco's trying his absolute art out in second place to try and get some ground on Eric, but it just isn't quite happening just yet. But yeah, it's not quite going to be a 5-1. Peter Coleman's maximum is going to go in the bin. And, yeah.
Track's dusted up big time now. It could do with a bit of water on it.
But there we have it. Could do with some shale on it, to be honest.
Suddenly all this, there was a lot of material on at the start. It's like someone's been out with a bloody hoover and got rid of it all.
Maybe they have.
Good ride from Risky. Toby made a crap start, but was lucky that he pegged the inside. But 3 paid 4 from a number 1 just isn't good enough, is it? By anyone's stretch of the imagination.
I'm looking at you, Steve Worrell.
Heat number 11 was won by the rider in red, Eric Riss. Second in yellow, Paco Castagna. And third in white, Tobias Muszlek. Peter Kildman's maximum goes bang, 3 points apiece. 44-22 the progressive score. We're going on an interval. We're having our interval now. Oxford, that was a really good game from Risky, to be fair, and it was emphasised by the fact Toby was asleep.
Basically, yeah.
It's weird, isn't it? Because the line is outside, but not as wide as Paco was.
Pretty much.
Does Chris Adams throw a tactical in place of Jonas Jepsen in the next one to go with Barker?
Who would you put in? I mean, your two highest scorers is
What gate's Yepson supposed to be on?
3.
What gate's Toby on in 13?
2.
Have Toby and Zagar both had 3?
Toby's had 3. Zagar's had 3.
Who scored more points off it?
Zagar, because he won 8-4.
He's been shit since. I'd put Toby in for Jonas Jepsen. He ain't even looked like scoring since as old Zagar, to be honest. So I'd put Toby in for Jepsen in as a tactical. Who are they against?
Janoski and Colleen.
There's no easy races, is there, in this Oxford team now? Not with how that team's set up.
No.
Am I right in saying Kilderman stays at reserve for July as well?
Tell you what, I'll have a look now.
I'm sure
Well,
he
I'm
does.
on it.
Oh, does Craig Cook go down? I think Cookie goes back down there, actually.
I'd be surprised if Cookie rides the rest of this season.
Quick look at the scorers so far. Tobias Michelet 3+1, Paco Castagna 5, Jonas Jepsen's failed to score, Keenan Rue 4, Matti Zagar 3, Ben Barker 5, Sam Hagen. Sam Hagen's not on 2, Sam Hagen's on 1.
And on 1.
There's been a bit of a dodgy up here.
Oh, the BSN are having some dodgy ups in their stream as well, from what I understand.
Oh, hang on. This has given Paco last in Heat 8.
I'll check BSN updates.
Yeah, check them on there. But I swear Hagen wasn't 3rd.
To answer your question, Kilderman stays at reserve next month.
Jesus Christ. For the Spires though, Charles Wright has 5-1, Dan Thompson 8-1, Matt Sainovsky's unbeaten on 8-1 from 3, Ryan Tungay 6-1, Eric with 7-1, Peter Kilderman 6, Luke Killeen 4.
And if you're really interested in statistics, Peter Kilderman is the only rider in the Oxford team whose average is going up.
Really?
Charles Wright goes from 693 to 657. Magic Janowski goes from 689 to 665. Eric Risk goes from 647 to 644.
Just to interrupt you, Jonas Jepsen's stripping his bike down, so he's definitely been taken out of his last ride. His neck brace is off and the covers have come off his bike as well.
Understandable. Rowan goes from 589 to 551. Craig Cook goes from 560 to 552. Peter Kilderman goes from 438 to 482.
Zagar looks like he's contemplating his life choices there.
I do that on the daily, pal.
He looks so annoyed. He looks really agitated.
BSN updates of Hagen on 1 point and Paco on 6.
Thought so, yeah, that's what I've got him on, and I'd assume that's what you've got him on as well, because it was definitely not Hagen that was 3rd in 8. Tolly and Chris Adams having a chin wag about how this team got so shit. Chris is like, I don't know, Mush, who built it?
Basically, yeah.
Could Paco take the tactical?
Paco's your top scorer.
Paco and Barker. Well, Paco technically, yeah, but he's had his 4, but he's still got 5-1 by Luke Killeen in 8.
Yeah, I never imagined, right, when I did my virtual Speedway bingo card at the start of the year, I would watch a Premiership meeting where the highest scorer was Paco Castagna.
Followed by Ben Barker. In a team with a former Grand Prix rider, and he's won GPs and he's Zagar.
Yeah, he has, yeah.
And some of the hottest talent to come out of Australia in Keenan Rue. And Ben Barker, who signed a few days ago, is the second highest scorer behind Paco, who signed a few weeks ago now. I think Paco actually made his debut at Oxford when he joined.
I think he did actually, now you mention it. It was.
with Bob.
Bob.
God love Bob.
Poor Bob. Poor Bob.
Al, anything going on at Sheffield? Most Peter Shrek's about to ruin Magic Yanofsky's bike. Senna Summers is having a good snack. We watched him on Tuesday at Plymouth and he was bloody fantastic.
Wasn't he?
I'm glad you asked, Still. Well, we've had 4 heats at Sheffield. So heat number 9 was won by Sam Masters, with Lewis Kerr in second and Drew Kemp taking third. So another 4-2 to Leicester made the scores 21 to Sheffield, 33 to Leicester. Heat 10, Palmer, you're not going to like this. Jack Holder won Heat 10 with Kyle Howarth in second, Anders Rowe in third and Ryan Douglas at the back. A 4-2 to Sheffield made the scores 25 to Sheffield, 35 to Leicester. Heat 11, Nathan Ablett replaced Justin Sedgman, and Sam Masters took the rider replacement ride. And that heat was won by Chris Holder, with Sam Masters in second, and wait for it, boys, Nathan Ablett got third place.
Hey, sod you,
boy.
Max Frick.
Max Frick retired from heat number 11.
Take the point
And it made
however
another
it
4-2.
comes.
For Sheffield to make the scores 29 to Sheffield, 37 to Leicester, and Heat 13, Justin Sedgman replaced Nathan Ablett. And it was pointless because Josh Pickering won the heat, with Ryan Douglas in second and Drew Kemp taking third. And that 3-all makes current scores 32 to Sheffield, 40 to Leicester, and it's 68 points to 94 on aggregate.
Am I tripping or did Al say Heat 14 was Heat 13?
I think he did.
I'm sure Al said Heat...
No.
The one with
Just-
Ablett in and Douglas.
Yeah.
That was 12, Al,
Yes.
not 13. You said 13. You definitely said 13.
Justice for Ablett. He just
Sorry,
goes
that
out
was,
there.
That was Heat 12, you're right. My apologies, it was Heat 12, he got replaced by Justin Sedgman, not Heat 13.
Justice for Ablett. He goes out there. He beats Max Frick, admittedly by minor technical difficulties, but we look at the bright side of things, and then he gets taken out of the ride. What does he have to do to get an extra ride?
Beat Max Frick again.
We've had Heat
He's a
13
wee-wee.
as well, which was won by Jack Holder, with Max Frick in second and Chris Holder in third. Sam Masters retired. Another
Bloody
4-2
hell, he's at it again. He had a couple of them on Monday and all.
A 4-2 to Sheffield makes the current score 36 to the Sheffield Tigers, 42 to Leicester, and it's 72-96 on aggregate.
Aggregate score don't matter now, the aggregate's done.
I'm just keeping it. I'm adding it up, may as well while I've been doing it.
Somebody send that kid out, the mascot on that bike. He might be better than a couple of these Brummies.
That's Ashton Vale's bike, Bush.
That ain't Ashton Vale that goes on it though. That's too small.
Well,
is it his covers?
I just remember Ashton Vale being having like number 152 on his van, and it had 152 on the bike.
That was too small to be an Ashton Vale bike though. That's a kid's bike.
Maybe Ashton Vale's got a kid. He looks like a robber. He's probably run from the adoption centre.
Jesus Christ. Yanofsky's looking buzzing about life. I would be if I was unbeaten from 3 rides so far. Killed a man, dropped his maximum last time out. He's still buzzing with life. Our viewers have gone from upwards of 24 earlier to now 7.
That's a bit crap, isn't it?
Peter Shrek's having a laugh. He's being lured into a false sense of security that he's a good team manager because, let's be honest, Mr. Shrek, you're not.
Oh, he's just having a laugh at my my comments on Friday now.
He weren't having
He's-
a laugh
he's
at him at the
making
time, was he?
No, he wasn't.
Good God. And we're having a track grade. There's no point us going on a little interval because by the time we do, we'll be back on.
Basically, yeah.
Zagar's dancing with Toby. Toby looks
Toby's
very
just
engaged.
looking.
Toby's like, nice move, Shagger. Teach me 'em.
No, booze.
Keenan Rue looks bewildered as to what's going on with his life at the moment.
It's not the only one.
There's a little meeting going on. Chris Adams should be in them pits telling the riders what he needs from them now, not having a chinwag with a couple of the directors. Tolly looks like somebody that's on the run from the police and he's just saw someone picturing him ready to send him to Crime Watch.
The worst bit is Paul Hunson, the baldy, looks like a genuine policeman, doesn't he?
He does, yeah. He does remind me of an old Bill. I'll tell you what, I ain't sort of... Where's he gone now? Oh, he's sat down now. First time tonight I've saw Ben Barker sat down.
Well, he's done a lot of this running about to try and get that beer belly off. He probably thought, sod that, I'm off to Tesco's after this to get some beers.
I bet it's weird for Cameron Heaps being in the visiting side of the pits while he's on the spanners.
I was going to say, I don't think in his riding career, at least, he'll ever have been in the away side of the pits.
No, him and Keenan get on really. He's spanned for him for a few years now, ain't he, at top league?
Yeah, I think the Ipswich connections probably helped, obviously, because Cameron Heaps is basically in Ipswich's back pocket.
He is, yeah. I'm sure Jonas Jeppson's putting his helmet. Why? Oh my god. If that's not a sign that Chris has just given up, I don't know what is.
Chris looks like he's talking to Michael Hunt.
No, it's Paco. Paco's taking a tactical in place of Jonas Jeppson.
Remember what I said earlier? I never thought on my Speedway bingo card I'd have Paco Castagna and Ben Barker top scoring for a Premiership team in 2025.
They're in a bloody race now together as a tactical pairing.
I never imagined them being in a tactical pairing in a race in 2025 either.
Against the unbeaten Matt Sayanovsky, that's going to only go one way. Although they have got the favoured 1 and 3. But still, against
Paco
Magic.
to piss it.
Paco won off gate 1 earlier, so can he do it off 3 now? What gate's Magic off? 4 or 2?
2.
They both need to gate and sandwich Paco. This is where Luke Killeen makes a blinder and just flies around the lot and goes, see ya!
Yeah, Luke Killeen will just be like, ta-ra pal, I'll get some more of that pocket money that announcer at Scunny said I earned.
And to be fair to him, he does love an outside line.
He does, especially around Oxford.
Especially around here, yeah. He's nigh on unbeatable on the outside around here. Ben Barker looks like he's turned that top into a sports bra.
To be fair, the way Peter Schreck's shirt's looking, it'll be a sports bra before next season as well.
Ben Barker's pulled that top up. I don't know what he's trying a new level of modelling or something. I'm sure we'll sit and have a laugh with Ben about this tomorrow.
I'm sure we'll be, you and Ben will be having a little giggle in our little group chat. I'll be out erecting some scaffolding in Gainsborough. So if you're in Gainsborough and you see me scaffolding, come and say hello so I don't have to work for 5 minutes. Thanks.
Just come back after 7 months off and you're trying to skype. Oh, God. And some water has gone down, the material's been moved around. Let's see how that inside settles. Normally after an interval the inside is what comes good. Will it in this one? Let's find out. Lineup of 12, gate 1 in yellow, Ben Barker. Gate 2 in red is Matt Sayanovsky. Gate 3 in white is a tactical substitute, Paco Castagna. And off the outside in blue, Luke Killeen, who won his last ride quite impressively actually.
Well, he did.
And he has started to turn it around now, and his confidence was really low. You could see he's got a different sort of, jump in his step almost, with things going just a touch better now.
I still can't believe I've seen this.
Who'd have had this? And imagine a world where an unbeaten Matt Sayanovsky drops points to one or both of Ben Barker and Paco in a tactical substitute race.
Imagine.
Hello, pal. You want to calm down? You're going to dislocate a shoulder or something.
He looks like a thinner Dave Waters.
If it was, he could happily dislocate a shoulder for me.
Dislocate both of them for me. Did I say that out loud? Sorry. Dave, if you're watching, I have the utmost respect for your awful decisions.
Apart from when you're in the box, then you're an idiot.
Yes. But yeah, heat number 12. Tactical Paco Castagna in the Premiership. Who had that on your bingo cards for 2025?
It's nearly over. I'm in your mindset now. It's nearly over. Come on,
We're
Magic.
nearly there.
We ain't got all day, pal.
Some of us have got to go to work in the morning, Bush. So the start marshal then walking away for heat number 12. The tapes rise, away we go. You know what? Paco's only got it gated and he goes wide. Luke Colleen's like at the back, but he's about to become third. To be honest, Magic's out there in front. Paco's chasing Magic down, and Luke Colleen's just right around the outside of Ben Barker here, and Barker now looking to come up the inside of Luke Colleen. It's very close between them two. Luke Colleen's just chasing after Paco, and Ben Barker's going all Billy Big Bollocks around the outside, and Ben Barker's done him. What a move from Ben Barker. And what can Luke Colleen repay the compliment? Or is he going to just stick with no pocket money for this race? Who knows? We'll find out soon. Luke Colleen's going all Billy Big Bollocks around the outside. Will it work for him? No, because Luke Colleen hasn't got the Billy Big Bollocks like Ben Barker has. Magic Yudowski's in front, by the way, if you was wondering. He's about 4 miles in front now. And it's going to be a free-free. Going to be a free-free. You haven't had one of them since the last race.
It's been a while, hasn't it?
You're telling me?
That's the third winner of the night off gate 2. And that was as easy as you like for Magic. The two, Ben Barker went skywards rather than forwards. I didn't really see Paco start, but it was never really in doubt, was it that? And Oxford do wrap up the win on the night, so for their last ever trip to Oxford, Birmingham are about to go down in a blaze of SH1T. E12 was won by Matt Sayanovsky in red, second in white Paco Castagna, and third in yellow Ben Barker, 3 apiece, 47 points to 25. That probably handed a heat advantage straight back to Oxford in 13 without Toby and Shagger going, to be fair. He did, Paco did gate and then snaked.
Basically, yeah.
Ben Barker was too narrow exiting Ben 2.
Paco for 8.15. Here we chuffing go.
Honestly, if it stays like this, throw Ben Barker in there as well, why not?
May as well, both top scored.
And Matty Zagar, who's not scored since his first race, is now off the clear graveyard, gate 4. Heat 13, gate 1 in red is Charles Wright, who's bounced back really well after a last in his first race. Gate 2 in white, Tobias Muschelek. Gate 3 in blue is Eric Grisson off the outside in yellow after winning his first race. He's done sod all since. Matty Zagar. I'd expect to see Ben Barker come in for Sam Hagan in 14 as well, to be honest, with Keenan Root against Rowan Tungate and Peter Kildemand.
Is there any point?
I'd give Ben Barker another ride. He's earned the opportunity to have a little bit more pocket money, in my opinion.
8.15.
Why not?
I don't think Ben's got the stamina to do 12, 14 and 15.
I think Ben's only got one bike with him. And
some National League clubs contract their riders to have 2 working bikes.
this start marshal's got absolutely no chance if he thinks he's telling Matty Zagar to move over. Absolutely none. Zagar will tell him in no uncertain terms to fuck off.
We do apologise for any language there that may have offended you.
He will.
We'll bleep that bit in the end of season edits.
I'm just copying what Shagger would say to him. He would.
Well, you've got a point. There could be children watching this. I hope not. So the start master walks away for 8.13. Tapes fly away we go. Dest I say more. Oxford Gate, Birmingham down. That's all she wrote. Oh, but Oxford are going to be at 60 at this point. Tobias is trying, but he just isn't going to get round. And the worst bit about this is a championship 1 and 5 pair about to get a 5-1 over very, very, very experienced internationals. But yeah, the Red Bears leading the Brummies here for a 5-1 in 8:13. There's just not a lot to say. This race was over by the back straight. Ben won. Well, that one even. I thought I'd entertain us by making a boo-boo there.
Shaggers gave up.
Looking at that, so was Toby.
They're crap, ain't they? Absolutely awful.
Imagine getting 5-1'd by a championship 1 and 5.
Awful. Neither of these two should be anywhere near 15. Toby, number 1, 4 and 1. Absolutely useless. And that was as easy as you like for the red car pair who are back in action tomorrow night at Edinburgh. Bit of a trek from here to bloody Edinburgh.
That's of course if it don't get rained off.
Because Glasgow has been already. Heat number 13 was won by the rider in red, Charles Wright. Second in blue, Eric Riss. And third in white, Tobias Mishlek. Whoever's Discord's beeping off like a good one, can you shut it up, please? It's bound to be Alan.
I can't hear any beeping going off.
I can.
That's odd.
Nah, it was a waste of everybody's time, weren't it?
Yeah.
Sam Hagan keeps his spot. Are we ready for another 5-1 here?
I've already got it written in.
Which order you put the winners and the losers in?
Well, right. Bold prediction here. Sam Hagan scores another point.
Crikey.
I think Keenan's quite a generous man. He'll give Sam that extra 1 point.
To make sure he gets up to the 2 points that the streamer's got him on.
Yeah.
Our viewers have gone down to 6 now. People are starting to realise Birmingham are crap and there's better things to do with a Thursday night. 8-14, gate 1 in white, Keenan Rue gate 2 in blue, Peter Kilderman gate 3 in yellow, still on 1 point, not 2, Mr. Stream. Is Sam Hagan and gate 4 in red, Rowan Tungate. I know how you felt the other week now, it's nearly over.
Nearly there, boy.
We're making Oxford look like a playoff team.
And let's be honest.
They're not.
Oxford
in any
are not
way.
A playoff team.
No, they're not. Mainly because they wouldn't have Dan Thompson guesting from there. Oh, there's the Trunchbull.
Hello, Miss Trunchbull.
You going in a chokey, Palmer?
If she hears my thoughts on her, she's sticking me well in that chokey.
Or a chokehold, one of the two.
I won't repeat my comments of last evening about that. We're a family-friendly show. Nearly finished now.
Our next watch-along actually is next Wednesday when we watch Poole versus Glasgow. But the big debut of Will Cairns could potentially be in a little bit of doubt now.
Will's apparently riding in Sweden on Tuesday.
Let's see how that one goes. Bloody hell, Keenan's gated!
Keenan's made her great! And Sam Hagan's currently in a scoring position. He's still in a scoring position. No, he's not anymore. It was fun while it lasted. Keenan's just hugging that curb though too much. Peter's going to have him in this next lap. And
Peter's going to have him now. Easy as you like.
Yeah.
Easy as you like.
Like a knife going through hot butter, as some may say. And to be fair, Rowan Tungate's about to do exactly the same. And I'm just gutted because I got Rowan down to win this one. is going to make a right bloody best of my programme. This thanks Oxford. Yeah, Peter Coderman leads. Keenan Rowe still in second. Rowan Tungate's in third. Sam Hagan exists. That's all there is to say, really.
Keenan, grow some fucking bollocks! Fuck me! He's just been beat on the line by Tungate as well. Absolutely bloody useless. Jesus Christ. It's not hard. How on earth has he let... Oh my good God.
He just didn't go wide, did he?
He's crap, he's got no balls. And that's another paid win for Tungate, who finishes with just the 2 drop points, including paid wins. Result of 14 was won by Ryan Tungate, Peter Kilderman second and Keenan Rowe in third. 5-1, 57-27. The only question left to be asked is if Oxford hit 60 points.
Which, let's be honest,
They are gonna.
yes. This has got 62-28 written all over it, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has. And they will justifiably be ripped apart on social media for this embarrassing performance, and so they should be. This is ridiculous.
100%.
None of them look like they give a toss.
No.
Apart from Barker and Paco.
Jamie Courtney doesn't look very happy. He's not going to look very happy when he sees the wage bill either.
He's not, no.
Luke Colleen looks like a lady. Just putting it out there.
I couldn't deal with my hair looking like that. Fishy fish. Good evening, lads. Hello.
Hello, everybody.
We've got 8 people watching.
We're nearly finished.
Jamie Courtney's just gone and got a hold all. He's off to rob the local bank.
Can you blame him?
It's got a point. You've got a point. Senna showing the mascot a few things about the bike. Always learning at that age, ain't you? Always learning at any age, but you know, Senna's proper good. You know, we said this the other day. He just does things right. He spanners for people. He's helping out with a mascot and passing on some bits and bobs as well. Seems like a really nice kid.
Yeah, he's alright. And, you know, the way he's going to turn out better than his dad.
And Aaron Summers weren't a bad old rider on his day.
He was decent, wasn't he?
Toby's contemplating his life choices. I'd have thought, why did I get on that plane from Poland for this? I'd have thought, can I tip-ex that signature out on the contract? Well, it's not going to be Charles Wright in 15. He's done for the day. Paco's, I think, done as well. Them two are racing each other tomorrow. Paco's still having a good chin wag and a good laugh. You have to, don't you? Paco, is he going in 15? I'd be putting him and Barker in.
Looks like they're getting the bike ready.
Keenan straight in and on his phone, and that's the issue. They just don't give a toss, do they?
No.
It does look like Paco's bike is being ready. It is being readied.
It's almost like these boys know that they're not going to get sacked.
They're not, no, because there's nobody there. And honestly, right, if it were me, if I was Tolly, I'd be shutting the doors tomorrow because it's embarrassing. And people like Zagar won't turn up to meeting. He won his first one, but he ain't done anything since. He won't keep flying in for this.
No.
Looks like Ben Barker's going in 15
looks like
as well.
Ben Barker's getting ready as well.
So he should. It's the pairing that should be there, and fair play to Ben. If you imagine they hadn't assigned him and it was RR tonight.
I try to think.
So do
Oxford could have easily have hit 70 if that had
Yeah.
happened.
Ben Barker's in yellow in 15, absolutely deserves it. He's not silly like some riders. He don't ride with his glasses on, and I'll be honest, I don't bloody blame him. And Paco's in white, I think. No, he's
Just
not.
a white.
Toby's in white. You...
Oh,
No, nah, Toby's just got a white hat on. I was gonna bloody say.
see if BSN's got him in. Eric Riss red, Rowan Tungate blue, Paco Castagna white, Ben Barker yellow.
Honestly, right, I'd have put Dan Thompson in for another one. I know he's a guest, I'd have still put him in. I'd have given him another ride, he's been bloody fantastic.
Maybe Dan's turned it down.
Maybe. Magic taking his 4-ride maximum and running. Don't blame him. Maximum's a maximum in anyone's cards. Points, Gate 4 has scored 13, Gate 3 has scored 28, Gate 2 has scored 18 and Gate 1 has scored 25. Gates 1 and 3 have been the best gates, but I bank most of the points off 2 and 4 have come when Oxford have had them.
And it looks like Birmingham's got gates 2 and 4 and 15 at this.
Oxford could have just been a bit nice and gave a 1 and 3, couldn't they?
They could have been.
They could have just gave them an head to give them a 2-lap head start. You'll still bloody pass them. You're still at 60 points. Give them a lap. Come on, Barker. From a D&D media perspective, this would be nice if Barker won it.
It would be very nice if Barker won it. He isn't good, but it'd be nice.
It would, yeah. Maybe he'll trap and win it. He's off the very unfavoured Gate 4. Do you reckon him and Paco tossed a coin to see who got lumbered in the graveyard? I don't think there's any BSN meetings on Thursday next week, isn't there? Is there? We got Wednesday. There's one on Friday at Glasgow. Line up 15 while Palmer quickly checks that over.
No, Friday, Glasgow.
Gate 1 in red, Eric Riss, Gate 2 in white, Paco Castagna, Gate 3 in blue, Rowan Tungate, Gate 4 in yellow, Ben Barker. So we've got next Wednesday a watch along. There's one next Friday planned for Redcar versus Workington. Potentially one Saturday, Plymouth versus Scunthorpe, and potentially one on Sunday, the Bellevue Colts versus the Middlesbrough Tigers. And all of our watch-alongs have got riders in that we work with.
Basically, yeah. So the start master for the last time, we're nearly done. Walks away for 8:15 and, well, to be fair, Paco's there in second. Ben Barker's not a million miles off, but Roland Tungate's just blasted around the outside of him. Risk is there, he's got this one already in the bag. The two Brummies boys, they're putting the effort in, but it's just not paying off for him. It's going to be a big 5-1 barring any form of slips, trips or falls or mechanical failures, which, let's be honest, even if they happen, they could get up run round and they'd probably still win. They'd probably fucking limp round like what I do and probably still win, to be honest. I do apologise for my little sweary there. I'd be really good all night as well.
Let it go at the end.
Well, that was 8:15. That was a 5-1. That was a bit crap.
Ben Barker scored in every race that he's had.
Did Ben get third in 15, yeah?
Yeah.
What boy?
Look at that blue groove, man. And trust me, we know what one of them looks like from Birmingham.
Scunny amateur meetings, blue groove doesn't look that bad.
Result of 15 was a win for the rider in blue, Rowan Tungate, second in red, Eric Riss, and third in yellow, Ben Barker. Paco Castagna brought up the rear of the field. We'll do some maths and then we'll bring you the individual scorers.
The worst bit for Birmingham is when it was close at 12 all, Birmingham have only scored 16 points from the rest of the meeting.
Madness.
You can't justify that. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You got 8 and 1. 3, 6, 9, 11, 1. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Palmer maths.
Sorry. 2,
While you
8,
add up
9,
them
10.
scores, I'll quickly read out the Brummies scores. Tobias Mishlek 4 plus 1. Paco Castagna 8. Jonas Jepsen failed to score. Keenan Rue 5. Matty Zagar 3. Ben Barker 7 plus 1. Sam Hagan 1, which has now been corrected on the stream. Do you want me to do the Spires as well?
I've done the Spires, Bush.
Go on then, have them out.
Charlie Wright 8 and 1. Dan Thompson also 8 and 1. Magic Noski 11 and 1. Rowan Tungate 11 and 2. Eric Riss 11 and 3. Peter Kilderman 9. Luke Killeen 4.
And do you want to wrap us up? And then we'll bring this to a close. I might ask Nigel Tolley if he'll give me a bloody pay rise to cover the cost of this stream.
So he's been Dill, I've been Dan.